Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Fresh Start Show. Dr. Demond Holt will not be with us today. He is traveling again, and he is carrying the word all over the country. And he is covering trauma. He is covering the school to prison pipeline. He is covering poverty to prison pipeline. And he's covering the traumas that lead us into those things. And he's talking throughout the country and getting people on board so that we can make a difference in this country. We thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Tom Cortez. I am the Social Service Domain Director at For Tucson, but I am the co-host of the Fresh Start Show. And today we have our guest who is returning, Treon Coleman, A Better Community, ABC, and he's going to talk about your responsibility to that community, and he's going to talk in a while. But first, I want to give a shout out to those out at the federal prison that we went out to see last week. And for all of you guys, I want to tell you what it meant to me to be able to come in there and to talk to you and to share my heart with you. And to have the opportunity to come back and do that again and to be able to help you guys into the future. We're compiling information for you guys for college studies, for more programs that you can get into the institution. And Corona and Gutierrez, you got a couple good people there looking out for you guys, offering these programs to you and trying to get you more. And it was a really wonderful experience to share with you guys. And I thank you, and I welcome the opportunity to come back at any given time. Now, we're talking about Fresh Start, and we're talking about Fresh Start 2023, which is October 21st at the TCC. We're going to be coming out with everybody, all the resources, all the felony-friendly employers. We're going to have the courts there. We're going to have the prosecutors there. We're going to have the public defenders there. We're going to have counselors there. We're going to have education there. We're going to have food services there. We're going to have everything that you can make you flourish into the future are going to be there. Any resource that you think you may need, any mountain that may be in your way, any wall that has been built, we're going to have people there that can move those mountains and knock down those walls. Because there's a lot of people that are standing behind us for reentry and restorative justice and transformative justice. And that's what this show is about. Because we talk about the hard issues, and we talk about the issues that affect our children. Because, you know, the next generations, they're going to repeat what we did if we don't change the way we did it. Because we each have influence in somebody's life. And we have an obligation to use that influence for their future so that they don't have to live our past. So for all of you guys that have a past like mine, start using it for somebody else's positive future, because you are the example. And we have been through a lot, and we should be willing to make sure that nobody has to go through what we did. I'm going to introduce our guest today, and I'm going to let him run with it, and I'll come back to you guys a little later. But God bless you, and here's our friend, Treon Coleman.
What's going on, Tom Cortez? Happy Saturday morning. How you feel, my friend?
I am good.
Awesome. This is a great day. Give a big shout out to Dr. Demond Holt in his absence. Keep doing what you're doing, young man. I know you're out there making a change in the world, because that's all that you know how to do. Good morning, Tucson. Wake up. Like I tell you every time we get a chance to come on this wonderful show, any day that ends in Y is a great day. So Monday is a great day. Tuesday, it's a great day. Wednesday, it's a great day. Thursday, you better believe it, it's a great day. Friday, it's a great day. Saturday morning, right now is a great day. And tomorrow, Sunday's a great day. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time for your fresh start. Hey, let's jump into it. But before we jump into it, I got to say something. A couple of days ago, on May 18th, that was a Thursday, I had an opportunity to do something like fabulous. Y'all want to know what I had the chance to do? I had the chance to be able to tell my beautiful wife happy birthday. She had a great day, at least that's what she told me. And guess what? She's in the studio with me this morning. So good morning, Mrs. Coleman. I love you, Mrs. Coleman. And keep me on track this morning, Mrs. Coleman. All right, let's jump in. ABC, A Better Community. I think for today, Tom, I want to talk about an acronym that has changed my life, and I don't know if it's going to change your life this morning, but I want you to think about it. This acronym starts with the letter B. Then it goes over to the letter L. Then it goes over to the letter A. Then it goes over to the letter M. Then it goes over to the letter E. Wow. And for those of you who are still waking up, because I know it's 7:30ish, that acronym is BLAME. But guess what? There's so much meat in that acronym. You ready for it? Let's jump in. For me, when I look at the word blame, I look at the first letter, B, begin, okay? The next letter, L, looking. The next letter, A, at. The next letter, M, my. And the last letter, E, errors. Put it all together, Treon. Blame to Treon Cockrell Coleman on this morning means begin looking at my errors. But before you can blame or look at anybody, when you hear the word blame, when you look at the word blame, when you feel the word blame, begin looking at my errors. How can you look at my errors and still start to talk about what someone else got going on? So in honor of the upcoming Juneteenth pre-celebration, a lot of people are going to be celebrating freedom. It's going to be a lot of great events in our community in a couple of weeks. But hey, I'm starting with Treon today. I'm looking at my errors. What do I do that can be strengthened to make a better community? Let's start with the first thing that I could do. The first thing I can do is look around and try to look at the audience of one. The audience of one. What can I do to make a change in the community that's around me? So what am I doing right now to try to make that change? The first thing I'm doing is I'm trying to bring people together. And I don't know about you, but bringing people together is hard.
It is.
It's not an easy task. It's not for the faint-hearted, the faint at heart. But when you bring people together, you always got to remember, why do you bring people together? Is it for your own selfish reasons?
Come on.
Or you really want to be a part of something bigger and better and brighter? The 3 Bs, bigger, better, brighter. Why do you bring people together? So when I bring people together, I honestly bring people together under this idea that you cannot spell unity without the first 3 letters, you and I. You and I have to be in it together.
Yeah, that's real.
To spell unity. So what's the bigger word out of unity, Tom? Community. So to be in community, you have to be in unity, and to be into unity, you and I got to be in this thing together.
Yeah, and willing to do so.
Willing. Woo, Tom, let's talk about it. You have to be willing to do it. So watch this. So when I think about community, I think about the people who I might not have a lot of resources. I might not have a lot of cash. But what I have is to be able to bring my total self to be a part of something bigger and better. So watch this, Tom. When you had a chance to go minister and to speak to those souls this past Wednesday, what did you honestly feel they had to bring that they could have actually utilized to make their situation better?
Well, what I brought to them, what I believe I brought to them was the ability for them to understand that if they speak their error, okay, then it weakens its possession of them. It doesn't hold that power. The more we speak it, it takes the power away from it. And then people are going to hear it. And the people that hear it are going to feel safety to speak it. And it doesn't matter where I speak, bro. Somebody is going to be touched by some part of the story that there is a triggering device in that. And when they are triggered, they're hearing somebody who they may look up to saying something that they've never been able to.
Watch this. That's the beauty of Fresh Start. That's the beauty of a better community. That's the beauty of being a resident in Southern Arizona. Tom knew nothing about that. We didn't have anything scripted. We're just here as brothers in Christ, threw a question out there to him. But the takeaway of it is this: when you desire to be of service, you don't want to be served. I'm gonna say it again. When you desire to be of service, you don't want to be served. But to serve, you have to be able to understand you serve to bring people together. So what am I telling Tucson today? When is the last time you served from a place of, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm not going to receive anything in return, and I'm good with that. I'm totally good with not receiving anything, but I am better when I can look around And the people that I spoke to, the people I gave a helping hand, the people not necessarily I gave a handout. What you're going to learn in 2023, a lot of people don't want handouts. You might think they do, what they really want is a hand up. And once you basically give them a hand up, guess what? They know you come from an authentic place. I'm going to tell you something, everybody, that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but you need to hear it. We live in a time, I told a group this information when I had a speaking engagement a couple of weeks ago, that a lot of people think because you write a check that you've done your part at the issue, because you wrote a check or you made a donation or you sowed seed. And again, I thank everyone for doing that, because again, it does take finances and money to move and to make your mission, to make an impact. But let me tell you something, you never want to be that person to where you feel that that solves it. So what am I telling you? A lot of people believe that if I go put my labor and my sweat and tears, that might be deduced, or it doesn't have the same economic value, or it doesn't make the best impact. But let me tell you something, as a young man who has who prides himself on being a community change agent, I would rather find and be with people who support the mission, who support the cause, who comes out there and do the heavy lifting, instead of always feeling as if because you wrote a check, you Venmo'd me, you cashed at me, you Zelled me, that means that you have one up on me. And again, a lot of people are going to take it the wrong way, and I get it. But you have to be able to hear that to build a better community, to give people a fresh start, you have to be able to have people willing to go to that place where that assignment is. Tom, great guy, loves God, does ministry, but has a heart to go to the prison, to go inside the prison, to sit down with the people who are quote unquote behind bars and still give them life. Now watch this. If he relegates that to a check, Tom doesn't go. He sends someone. Tom will not go.
Yeah.
Talk about it, Tom. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Yeah, that's real, bro. And you know, me being present there, and I'm not bragging. I'm not patting myself on it. I have a passion for every person that has been locked up. Mistakes should be life lessons, not life sentences. Okay, we have to start forgiving. We have to start remembering there is redemption. Okay, every soul is worth and valued with no partiality, right? Shouldn't we all look at them that way? I can go on, bro, but you know.
And so watch this. Yeah, you heard Tom, right? But see, what's the beauty about this? Treon, get down to it. What's the beauty about this? Tom believes that we can make a better community where he is. Bring it back home, Treon. I need help on this Saturday morning. Bring it back home. Tom truly believes that he's making a better community going where he knows there's a need. If we all went to the places where the needs were and believed in our heart that we're making a better community, there's not enough room of support that will come behind you. And that's when you get the donations. That's when you get the support. Come on, Tom, talk to him.
Yeah. What I do, bro, Tuesday nights I do a faith and finance, a financial thing for stewardship. Every night, teach a class for these folks that are impoverished. On Saturdays, I do a Market on the Move, that people come out, community. And what do? We produce community, because we're giving them 60 pounds of produce for $10. They can't eat that by themselves. They have to share it. There has to be a community, right? And when we do that, we are reaching out to them, and we are causing community. We are causing them to cause community. You know, and what else do I mean, third Wednesday, I go, oh, so beautiful, bro. Amphi Neighborhood Park, the homeless. We do an outreach there. Community, they are part. Which citizens do we care about? The ones that live here all the time? The ones that are homeless? No, not so much. The ones that are in prison? Maybe not. But which ones do we care about, bro? We either care the same for everyone.
Yes, say it, Tom.
Or stop caring.
Stop caring.
Yeah, move. You know, because if you're not going to help the whole problem, get out of the problem. Don't even try to be a solution.
Don't even try to be. Tom, don't even.
You know, because it's coming from a place that's not. Yeah. You know, we speak life, bro, and we are obligated to speak life into the next moment of anybody that we are talking to, and we bring people's next moment in. Are we going to bring that in unified with the Creator?
Yes.
He made us to procreate. Are we going to create with our voice? Everything we speak, we can speak into existence, and we speak it into other people's lives. And when we do so, we change their lives.
Change their lives. Wow.
And what a better community.
What a better community, Tom.
Yeah.
And see, and what you have to understand this morning is that to be about a better community, it's what the young people call it, or the people that I know, you got to be about that life. I'm gonna try it again. To be about a better community, you got to be about that life.
Yeah.
And one of the worst things can happen in this society where we are is young people have no problem telling you you're not about that life, or you trying to look that life, but your heart, your actions, your ways don't align. So that's what it brings back to that acronym BLAME. BLAME. Begin looking at my errors. I can only talk to you this morning because in order for us to talk about a better community, I have to look at my errors. What am I doing to be a part of the solution or the problem? And what I'm telling you is right now, the problem that I have right now is I got to be more in tune with my community. To be in tune with my community, I have to get outside of what? Waking up, going to work, going to my endeavors, trying to go to church, doing this, doing that. But guess what? To be a better community, it goes back to what Tom said. You got to be out and seeing what's happening in your community. And it's so easy. Watch this, y'all. Talk to me, Tom. Come on.
Stop living to work and start working to live. And when you do so, in that living, you're going to affect other lives. I come up with the collateral salvation all the time. We hear about collateral damage constantly, bro, on the news, all over the place, every time. The people in prison, all of us are collateral damage to something that has happened to us throughout our lives. Why don't we lean on collateral salvation? Nobody hears of that. When you speak the voice of God, you put a host of angels to flight. When we are speaking life, we are changing that moment for everybody in the vicinity because somebody's going to overhear it. Somebody's going to look on and see it. Collateral salvation. So why don't we carry collateral through that way rather than damaging people with offense and all of these things that happen, which separate us? Why are we not unified? Because we have found enough differences in each other that we don't have to stand next to each other anymore, right? But I'd rather stand with you than stand next to you, because when we're standing with each other, then we're moving towards something in the same way.
A better community. Tom just told us, not standing beside, but with. Dr. Holt, I know you're not here this morning, but guess what? Your love is here, because guess what? I've only known Tom literally a month. And what you have to understand about a better community is the vibe of a community goes from heart to heart, soul to soul, spirit to spirit. There's no way that Tom and I can vibe this morning if we're not in community. And I'm telling you, you would think the way this conversation went this morning, that it was scripted. We talked about it yesterday. I saw Tom about 15 minutes ago, and we closed our eyes, said a quick prayer to God, and we said we was getting ready to rock and roll. So what I'm telling you is, Dr. Holt and Tucson, good job on being a better community, but I have to be able to give some thanks to a lot of people. Hey, June the 7th at 5 p.m., come down to the historic Dunbar, 325 West 2nd Street. Please come down to the Dunbar, and we're going to have a great time, something called Connections That Count. We had our first event May 3rd. About 40 people in the community came out. I need you to roll back through. It doesn't cost you anything. It's a free 99 event. Hey, we're going to have Pelican Snowballs. We're going to have Arizona Coalition of Change. We're going to have DJ Shrek on the ones and twos. We're going to have Dre's Barbecue and Seafood there. We're going to have all these different people. We're going to have Danny Valdez, Zero Sound. We're going to have Christian B. Meza coming out and providing audio support. All these people are coming out. We're going to have Tucson Beauty and Supply there. All these people are coming out. We're going to have Melvira's hair studio come out. All these people coming out. We're going to have Cassandra, master hairstylist, coming out. We're going to have Ashley Johnson. All these people coming out. We're going to have barbers coming out. Shout out to Alvin. Shout out to T. Shout out to everybody. EJ. Why am I telling you all that? You can't sit there and say all those names if you don't have people around you who support you. And the only reason they support the movement, because I want to be able to see a better community. I'm turning it over to Tom. Thank you, Tucson. I love you.
Well, there it is. Treon Coleman, thank you very much for a better community. And the only way for us to get a better community is to do it together. And what is your responsibility to that community? And looking back, we worked with Care Portal and still work with Care Portal. We implement the platform from For Tucson to provide for foster children in the city of Tucson. We have a lot of people who will give you money to buy the items for the children, but they're not going to deliver it. Okay? We have people that wanted to know the zip code where the donation was going, because I took all the zip codes off the page, bro.
Talk about
If
it.
there's a need in Tucson, we're here to fill that need. It
about
doesn't matter where it is in Tucson. It doesn't matter if it's a family in my zip code, right?
Talk about it.
It does not matter. There's this beautiful organization that's called Purposity. Okay, it's generosity with a purpose. And it's just beautiful. Look it up. And what they do is they provide for children in communities throughout the country. And there's people that sign up to be a provider. And these people will provide those items that the families need, and the families will get those items. But by extension, all they're getting is items.
By extension.
Right? They're not getting community. When we go to a delivery for Care Portal, bro, we go with a few people. We bring Bibles, we bring prayer, we bring the organizations and the churches that are in the area and the programs that they offer. We bring that to the family. And then we ask, can we pray with you? And when a child looks up at their parents and says, what is pray? We know we have work to do. Right?
True.
But we are still changing lives because we are going into that home and making that home a refuge of community. And we're finding a reason to come back.
Finding a reason to come back.
Find a reason to come back, because you know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm meeting you right
Yes,
now.
sir.
Okay, we're going to get there. But right now,
Yes,
I
sir.
got to find a reason that we can come back.
Yes, sir.
And I don't care if it's a broken window. We can get somebody over here to
Yes,
fix
sir.
that. I'll send somebody over next week.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to come back. And then we're going to find some other reason to come back until we get you to where you need to be moving forward, so we can all be a better community. Because that's the only way to do it, bro. The broken window theory, we keep walking by these areas and saying nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about it. Then you start to think the people that live in those areas, nobody cares about them either. Okay, start fixing the windows. Start fixing the streets, start fixing the sidewalks, okay? Because we care about all of it. We care what brings people up. If a kid walks out of his house every day and there's weeds all over the place and there's broken windows and there's glass in the streets, where's the dream, bro? You know, and TV, the stuff they see on TV, it's not even real. That's somebody else's life. That's another country, man. That's not in America. That's not my America. I can't reach that.
That's it, Tom.
We have an obligation to raise each other up. He raised himself up for us,
For us.
right?
That's what it
We
says.
are obligated to do the same for others.
For others.
He has called us to pick up our cross and follow him each day.
Each day.
Right? So sacrifice that selfish ego identity,
But
right? And talk to somebody. And the guy you see on a street corner with a sign, ask him what his story is.
what's his story?
And stand there to listen to it, right? Don't just say, hey, how you doing? And just walk by and not even listen for an answer. Sir, can I ask you what your story is and what brings us to this point? And can I sit here and pray with you? You know, can I be a support to your next moment? You know, because there's not too many moments that they have that are filled with joy, bro, because they're searching for a place to be warm, to be fed, to be clean, clothed. So you don't find it very many places. So why can't they find it in the people that actually care? And why don't we all actually care? And I'll tell you what, Dr. DeMond Holt is, and I say this in the nicest way, he's infectious. And his speech is infectious, and his heart is infectious. And everything he says about this community of returning citizens is wonderful. And that's why everybody needs a fresh start. Thank you. Goodbye now.